the song you sing as you wake up my soul today.
Everyone,
I feel the
welcome to my
hope
YouTube
when you
channel. It's Personal with Terry. So this is one of my segments that I wanted to introduce in my channel. So it was about creating financial habits that will be positive for us in the long run, and I thought I should bring you along this journey because I really want to put my finances together. As you all know, after the pandemic, it's been a really tough journey for people everywhere, and I just thought that we should all prepare ourselves for some of these things which are inevitable, so that you are never caught off guard. So I decided to do a segment on finances. Even before I opened the YouTube channel, this was one of the segments I really wanted to tackle. So yeah, so let's go through some of the habits that you need to embrace. We need to know, we need to learn, we need to intentionally follow, right? So number one, I'll start with pay yourself first. So I know this is really difficult, especially if you have kids, but paying yourself first gives you a sense of value, that if I'm going to work every single day for 30 days and somebody pays me, or I earn a certain amount of income, I should be able to feel like I can go back there. You don't have to use all your money for the expenses. Just try, even if it's 5%, even if it's 10%. But for me, I'd recommend 10% to 30%. This is a good amount. This is a substantial amount. But if you are young, if you're at the age of 20 and you don't have responsibilities, I know some of even the young people, they have really big responsibilities. If you don't, you can do up to 50% if you're working or if you're earning an income, right? So paying yourself first is a really important thing. Treat it as if you're paying a bill. Just the way every end of the month you have to pay rent, just know that you have to pay yourself also. Put it aside, this money. Don't put it in your account. Remove it from the account that you've been paid from, so that you're not using it for other expenses. This should be specifically for you, so you can either invest or you can save it for a future anything for the future. It might be an emergency, it might be, for example, maybe you want a grand wedding. Also save up for maybe if you want to go to school. This can also be a way of saving up. So yeah, so number two, let's go to number two. Have a stockpile or an emergency fund. So I've watched some of YouTube channels, and they've recommended at least 3 to 6 months of your expense, of your every month expense. So for example, if your monthly expense comes to, or your monthly income, okay, let's say expense comes to 30,000, make sure you save either 90,000 to that's around 180,000, depending on your expenses. So this amount, you do not have to put it aside immediately. This is something you open up, and this is when all the emergency fund comes in. You can open up an MMM fund, so that is a money market fund, where you can be saving up for this. Make sure that at least in case of anything, in case of a health issue, in case of death of somebody, maybe a breadwinner, in case of lost income, you can be able to survive for the next 3 to 6 months before you find an alternative, either job or an alternative way of making money. So this is a really important one. We shall be delving into it later on, the emergency fund. Then number 3, you should always track your expenses and income. So for tracking expenses and incomes, this is where you track your monthly expenses, your repetitive monthly expenses, and then you'll be able to identify if there's a shift in how you're spending your money, if you're spending more, if you're spending less, and if you're spending more, you'll be able to adjust and spend your money in what is necessary. So for example, there's rent, there's food, there's household shopping. You should also count your phone bill when you buy when you buy airtime. So for this, I'd advise somebody, if you want to reduce your monthly phone bill, just do a monthly subscription. Yes, subscription for both your data bundles and your calls, so that you don't go overboard, or if you feel you've gone overboard, you reduce. For example, for the ladies, if you do your nails, do the same, so that you can be able to track your expenses. So these expenses, I would call them needs. So for this, you do not have an option, but there are those which are wants. So those which are wants are, for example, eating out. We have self-care products, should be a want and not a need. Then there are gifts. For example, you're buying a gift for your friend, for your family, maybe a birthday, you've gone for a Rurashio, so this becomes also a want. This becomes a need. If you have to attend, it's a need. If you don't have to attend, then it's only a want. So yes, you track down your expenses. So we can go to the fourth one. Don't have expensive habits. So avoid expensive habits at all costs, because they cost you much, and the value, most of the items I've realized, the value you get from it is way less than the amount of money that you use for the expensive item, for example, or the expensive habit. So if you really want to spend money on an expensive habit, let it be towards maybe acquiring a skill or acquire an education, or you want to have an experience. So for example, planning a trip. So this is an okay habit. Skills, for example, if you've subscribed into maybe something that feeds into you every other month, then that is fine. So yeah, that's the fourth one. For the fifth one, I'd say understand taxes. So this mostly is for anybody investing or anybody who is in business. So for example, if you're opening up a business, you want to open up a business, open it as a business. Don't open it as an individual. You're taxed more as an individual than a company would. Okay, so avoid some of the taxes. We are not evading tax, we just avoid tax avoidance. So yeah, you can do that. Focus on savings. All right, so always focus on your savings. So make sure as you're earning more, you make more. All right, so if you want to save more, you will always be attentive to new ideas, new investment strategies. You will always diversify your investments to earn more. So if you make more money, that translates to you saving more money. So make sure you do both. So you make more and you also save more. Okay, so once you save and you reach, there's a certain amount of fulfillment that comes with saving. For example, if you save, you put up a goal for yourself and you save and reach the goal, you're able to do something that you wanted to do, right? Because most of us, we save, for example, for an investment, which is fine. There's no problem with that. Yeah. So yeah, if you focus purely on savings, you'll be able to look for other ways of making more money. All right, so we go to number 6. So number 7 is don't get comfortable with bad debts. So this is where you take a debt to, for example, fund your expensive habit. You have a habit of buying expensive clothes, or you have a habit of buying expensive shoes. You want the new latest iPhone or the phone in the market. You want a new, for example, laptop. So only take up a debt if you're buying something that will make you money. So for example, if you're buying a phone that will make you more money, that's fine, okay? And if you take up the debt, make sure that it's a debt that you're comfortable paying back, okay? So that it doesn't run into a bad debt. So in business, for example, if you take up a loan, mostly this will happen in businesses, I believe. If you don't have an expensive habit, then it will come into play in a business setting. So you take up a loan. So you've opened up a business, run it for a few, let's say 2 years, and you want to take up a loan. So you go to a lender, an lending institution. It might be a bank or whichever institution that you would want. So you approach them and they give you a loan of 500,000. So you've been paying this loan and you've paid, for example, 300,000, remaining 200,000. Then you're hit by a tough economic time and you're forced to take up another loan. So before you take this step, guys, always visit your lending institution. Go sit down with them. Some of these people, they are very understanding. If it's an tough economic time, they will always understand. And if you go and explain your situation, then they will reconstruct your loan. So this is where, for example, if you're only remaining with 6 months, they can reconstruct it back to either 12 months or even more. Okay, so instead of paying, if you were paying 50,000, you'll be able to pay, for example, 20,000. So this is a win for you. So you don't have to take up this other loan and pay these guys. So already you're paying the interest with this loan that you've taken up as the second loan. So for example, 200,000. So you're telling yourself, oh, let me take the 400,000 so that I can clear this 200,000, and the 200,000 that remains, I can be able to do what? To go for more stock. Don't do that, guys. Just go to your lending institution, talk to them, they reconstruct your loan. Okay, so if you are paying 50,000, maybe they will reconstruct it and you'll be paying 25,000. So this is better. So you'll be paying less for this loan, and now you can, if you really want the loan, if you need the loan to stock up your business, you can take now the second loan and invest the whole 400,000 in your business. Okay, so this is a better move than taking the second loan to pay off the first loan. This will make sure that you avoid bad debts. So this one will be a bad debt if you do that. So yes, so for this, guys, always remember, have an emergency fund. You can have several emergency funds. We'll talk about it in the next video. I hope you'll enjoy this one as much as I have enjoyed recording it, and we'll be able to talk more on emergency funds and also sinking funds. So these two will be our main topic for the next video. I hope you really enjoy this one, and guys, we're in this together. Let's just make sure that we stay intentional. I know that the times are very difficult right now, but we can do at least just save something, even if it's 500, even if it's 1,000 every month. Just save something, put something aside. You know, I love this channel, this Facebook page. I think they call it 365 days challenge. It's a really good one. I love it when at the end of the year everybody comes with their challenge, how they've done during the year, and you see guys who've been saving 50, and you're like, if I did this also I'd be having this much money, you know. But the difference between them and us who are not saving, me for example, during that time, is that they had the intentional will, no? They constantly kept it in their mind that there's no other option. Some of them, you see, they maybe they had said they'd save maybe, for example, 50 shillings every single day, and they find themselves later on during the year they save 200, they save 500, and at the end of the year they have a really good sum amount of money. So guys, let's make saving a culture, okay? Let's make saving something that is a positive and not a negative, because at the end of the day it is us who will be at an advantage. So with that guys, I hope you subscribe, please guys. I can see people are watching my videos but they're not subscribing. Please guys, to subscribe. I really hope that you will follow me on this journey, and that you also be able to do the same, to make changes in your life, to live intentionally. Yeah, and this is it for me guys. It's Personal with Terry, today's segment on finance, and that's it. See you on the next one. Peace.